Welcome to the Point. I'm your host, Eric Mitchell. This is your news update for November 18th. That's Wednesday, November 18th, 2020. We have 8 days to go till Thanksgiving. I know you're happy. I am too. I love food. I'm excited to hear everything that people are eating. Go ahead and share in the comments. I'd love to know what you guys prep for fun on Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving's a great holiday. I know there's a lot of restrictions in place around the country talking about COVID with groups of 6, other states imposing curfews across the country. And our fearless leader still sits in his White House ignoring the fact that, nothing's going on. In fact, the news that we had to deal with all day Tuesday was the fact that Wreaths Across America wanted to play it safe at Arlington and cemeteries around the country and not place wreaths, just putting people at risk with COVID-19. And you got to feel that stress that's there. Well, the Secretary of Army decided no, they were still going to do it. And then 2 hours later, America's favorite fanboy to throw gaslighting extraordinaire, Donald Trump, chimed in and said he's going to reverse it. It was already reversed. These are just the typical things that we deal with day in and day out. Now, we add that you probably do or you don't know, depending on the world that you live in, but the VA has been reporting record, and I'm talking record high COVID rates over the last 3 days. For the past 3 days, the VA has reached more than 10,000. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I said 10,000. 10,000 active cases. Right now, 10,368 as of last reporting. Now, there will be another report that will come out later today that we'll be able to go off of, but as of right now, that's what we have. So if you check and my numbers are off, I can't be as accurate as I want to be, but that's as accurate as I can give you. Previous record highs were 6,400 in July. Active cases among staff, which is approaching 1,000. Folks, we have a huge problem here, and I don't care what the right says, why they try to continue going into court. And I ask you the question, who loses more this season, the Jets or the President of the United States and his sorry-ass team of attorneys that keep losing? I mean, everywhere. Pennsylvania, loss. Arizona, loss. And Lindsey Graham, Lindsey. Come here, Lindsey. Why are you calling secretaries of states and telling them to throw out ballots? What? Why are you doing that? What? I don't understand. If you won, why are you asking people to throw things out? Why are you claiming to have conversations with other secretaries of state that clearly have never taken place? Ladies and gentlemen, we continue to hear that this election is being stolen and cheating was done. Like I said last week, what Satan program are we running that we were going to be like, hey, we'll remove Trump, but we'll leave the devil himself, Mitch McConnell, that crackhead Lindsey Graham, and Matt Gaetz down in Florida. If we were going to cheat, we'd have you all playing on a golf course right now. Instead, your racist asses are still in office. There's no cheating being done besides what you're trying to do to turn the election in the favor of the way you go. And let's be clear, folks. I'm really sick and tired of hearing sports analogies by the right saying it's like the game's not over. That's why we haven't conceded. The game's not over? The game's been over since November frickin' 4th. Or if you want to play whatever rule you want to play by, then we go off that Saturday, so November 9th or November 8th, 7th. We'll go November 7th. Know what day it was. 7th. That would be yes, because Marine Corps birthday was on Tuesday. See, I can do math in my head as we go, folks. Don't laugh. True story. That hurt. But we continue to hear this analogy like, oh, it's the teams are on the field and just walking off. No, what basically you're doing is you lost the game and you stayed. You lost. You sat on the field. You're like, no, it doesn't work that way. You lost. You can keep going to court, but you only hurt us. We discussed this on this show yesterday, and I will repeat it over and over again. Our national security is at play. And if you have been playing at home and have been paying attention, you see that we're doing a drawdown suddenly to the troops in Afghanistan and Iraq. As of time of this recording, we were suffering from a rocket attack that happened in Iraq. Now you're seeing the huge numbers of folks that we have in Afghanistan. Now we're going to leave some forces in place to protect our embassy and our assets. This is just going to cause strife. We're already in a country that is completely messed up. Our Secretary of Defense is a private sector yes man with no support of the military. You've got the military walking around with no huevos, rancheros, whatever. When it comes to the Joint Chiefs, they're a sick, pathetic joke. They allow this president to walk around who never served, who has no respect for our military, and make these threats and make us weak. Drawing down at this time is dangerous. Only those of us who've served understand the true power of this. This is not a left or right issue. This is what is safety. Because someone's son, daughter, husband, wife, brother, cousin, uncle, aunt, nephew, niece, best friend could be there right now. Do you want to see that person come home in a box because the guy who never served is more about telling you about his ratings? My ratings are so good. Or telling you not to watch Fox anymore and go watch Newsmax? Who watches Newsmax? If you want to hear all the news that's wrong in a day, listen to Newsmax. I, in fact, would encourage you, because Fox now is actually reporting actual news. In fact, had one of our clients from LifeLib Media on again just the other day talking about success. And while we're on that topic real fast, you probably saw us share it on Tuesday, but congrats to our guest who appeared on our show, the great Glenn Lundy. Glenn Lundy appeared and was featured in Forbes. So check that out and share it with your friends. Shows you how powerful the guests that we put on our show. We don't waste our time with people who don't matter. That's true, we don't. It's just the way we run our show. We just refuse. That being said, we have issues in our country that need to be dealt with. Drawing down our troops at this time makes us weak. We're already very weak right now. We haven't had a transition over. We have a president who has no idea. In fact, it's come out. The New York Times reported the president had to be talked off of a cliff because he wanted to strike Iran because they're building nuclear weapons. Well, we don't know. They're building a nuclear facility. He wanted to strike them right after the election. All of these things are sick dictatorship things that if you go back to a history book, and I challenge anyone on the alt-right, because you all make comments, I challenge you to open a history book and not show me where the comparison to Nazi Germany in 1938 and 39 is not a sister Mary image of what we have right here in America right now. Except our country's smarter, and almost 80 million of us voted for the guy who won. Now, those of you who sit there and drink the juice and think you won, well, you're wrong. Check the scoreboard and you could stay on the field, but you look like an idiot. Come join the winning team. We want you because we want to unify our country as one voice, as one people. And we can do that, but the step takes taking the morons who don't believe this, the people who think they go to Parlor like we talked about yesterday, that doesn't do anything. Tinfoil hats off. There's no coups. There's none of this going to take place. Our country is simply the best, and we have the right people, and 80 million of us spoke and used our voice. We will swear in President-elect Biden on January 20th. That's what we're going to do. The difference is will our country be permanently scarred by having to see our president, current president, removed from the White House in handcuffs by the very Secret Service agents who've been sworn to protect him for the last 4 years? That's what I have for you guys today on this Wednesday, November 18th, 2020. If you know somebody or you have a comment, if you know somebody who'd like to be a guest or you have a comment, concern, criticism, go ahead and email us at hello@tothepointtv.com. We see your guys' messages and we love seeing them, so make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're sharing our show with your friends and subscribing to our YouTube channel so you never miss when we drop an episode. And some quick housekeeping, just keep in mind we drop new episodes Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Make sure you check it. We have a playlist marked for you so you can track every day of the week. You can go in there and check my opening monologue and see the amazing guests that we provide every day or most days for you to watch. Also, last housekeeping, the final episode of season 1, wow, already the end of season 1, will be December 18th, 2020. Want to make sure I get to enjoy the holidays and my staff enjoys the holidays, so we're going to take a couple weeks break. You'll still see me a couple times a week with these news updates, but we won't have new guests. Obviously, the holidays, I don't want to make people take time out of their time with family and enjoying a Christmas. So we're going to take a couple of weeks off and come back for season 2. Would love to hear in the comments below what guests would you like to see. If you could have any guests, we're working on getting some amazing guests for you and, of course, bringing back some favorites. So here you go. If you're watching all the way to the end, who's been your favorite guest so far on the show and who do you want us to bring back? That's my question I have today. Go ahead and throw that in here. I can't wait to see your comments. I want to thank you guys on behalf of the entire team at To The Point. I'm Eric Mitchell. Be safe, be strong, be smart, and God bless America.